So Matty, where to start with that one? A pretty frustrating afternoon for you here at Moortown.
Yeah, it is. It's the same thing again. We obviously didn't start well. Kind of been 20 points down before you kind of start a game again as you put your back against the wall. But the way we kind of started the second half was perfect. And to get it kind of 27-20, I think, at kind of probably about 15 minutes to go, I thought we were right in the hunt. But one or two kind of injuries in kind of key positions kind of put our backs against the wall, and a couple of guys played out of position, and Moortown kind of really kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and they scored some kind of great tries and played some great rugby the last kind of 10-15 minutes, and we just kind of couldn't really kind of stick with it. So yeah, as I said, it's frustrating because we got ourselves into a position, but we went to sleep for 5-10 minutes and we kind of skipped tries again, and as we say, that first kind of 10-15 minutes, if you're down kind of 3-4 tries, then you're just making hard work for yourself, even if you do get back into the game.
The scoreline probably was a little bit flattering, Matty, but people who weren't here today won't realise just how stretched your side are. 3 or 4 occasions today when players were down with knocks and injuries. It really has been a long and gruelling season, and that told today.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, both coaches spoke about it, to be fair, before the game, and it's the season obviously has taken a toll. Obviously the seconds have kind of finished up now as well, so to try and kind of fulfill our last kind of 2 fixtures. Obviously with this, us as a club, we're going to fulfill those fixtures. But it's massively taken a toll, and lads are having to play kind of injured week in, week out, and we know obviously coming out of COVID and into this kind of season, we knew it was going to be a kind of a long season. But yeah, the lads are kind of doing it tough at the moment, and obviously kind of performances and games like that does make it kind of difficult, and it makes to see who the kind of characters are in the team and who kind of puts their hand up and wants to kind of go next week, or who wants to kind of fade away kind of as well. So obviously it's a little bit tough, but all clubs are in the same kind of boat.
Yeah, a couple of really difficult results, Matty, recently on the road, but you're again back on the road against High Flyers Heath next weekend. How do you go about sort of rebuilding your team ahead of next week?
Yeah, it's just us as a club, mate. And as I said, the characters and the leaders need to stand up, and lads need to be able to kind of follow in behind and make sure that we kind of put our best foot forward, and we go into a game and we don't kind of show it with numbers, but we go up to compete and we make sure we put a performance in.
And are you hoping that you may get a couple of players who picked up knocks and niggles today back next week, or will it just be a case of giving a couple of the maybe second team lads a run out?
Yeah, well, we're hoping obviously the guys who do kind of take niggles, that they're not kind of serious ones. We'll have a kind of recovery session on Tuesday night, and then we'll kind of go from there and see how kind of the players react. But we just need players to kind of put their hands up. Obviously, it's Easter weekend next weekend as well. We've got to play Heath on Saturday, so there's a lot of obviously kind of family commitments and everything else that goes along with kind of obviously having an Easter weekend. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, we're going to put kind of 18 players out on the field, and we're going to do our utmost to fulfil our fixtures.